This is Shelton Benjamin.
This is Harley Race.
This is Mick Foley.
This is Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff.
This is the Monster Abyss.
This is Daniel Bryan.
This is JBL, and you're watching the MWF.
Be there live.
Wrestling fans from around the corner and around the world, welcome to another installment of Wrestling Insiders. I'm Dan Marotti here at MWF Studios just north of Boston in Melrose, Massachusetts. John Cena Sr. is on location as we roll into July. In this edition, let's check out the July 1st, 2015 edition of TNA Impact on Destination America. Fans, you truly are our tag team partners in keeping the Millennium Wrestling Federation and Boston Wrestling alive, continuing to bring you a wide variety of great free content online and our action-packed live events featuring the superstars and legends of yesterday, today, and tomorrow. You can make a welcome donation to us direct via PayPal using the email address bw@bostonwrestling.com or help us by engaging with some of our partners. In the month of July, WWE Network presents two huge live events, both featuring Brock Lesnar in the Squared Circle. Beast in the East, July 4th in Tokyo, Japan, as well as the Battleground pay-per-view Sunday night, July the 19th from St. Louis, Missouri, as Lesnar takes on the WWE World Heavyweight Champion Seth Rollins. The first time Lesnar will have had a chance to get his hands on Rollins since WrestleMania. If you haven't subscribed to the best value in professional wrestling media as of yet, click on the link below and watch it on any online platform. You can also help us by doing your shopping on Amazon.com and WWEshop.com using our links below. No matter what you buy, even non-wrestling items on Amazon, we get a small kickback for leading you their way, and it does not increase your purchase 1 single cent. It's a great way to help us out while doing your regular shopping. We have a great online campaign headed your way this summer as we begin our 14th anniversary celebration. We'd also be happy if you joined us by subscribing for free to our YouTube channel. We're starting to close in on 800 free videos for your viewing pleasure, and if you enjoy what you see, please share it with your friends, and more than anything, click the like button on YouTube so it'll showcase more of our giant library to more and more of your fellow professional wrestling fans. In a day and age when indie and underground are cool, let's make this as big as it can possibly get, fans. We got a lot of great content for fans anywhere in the world to enjoy on YouTube, as well as the BostonWrestling.com super site. This was a hot episode of Impact that was built up for weeks, even more so than the Slammiversary pay-per-view Sunday night. I plan on doing 2 TNA video pieces over the holiday weekend that'll be online probably early next week for your viewing enjoyment. Impact opened up with an elimination match where the losing faction had to disband. The Beatdown Clan defeated the Rising. Even in the day of spoilers, I had no idea what the results were going to be, so I watched this as if I was just an average fan. This was a very strong match. No idea why it was booked as a 4-on-3 handicap match. The announcers gave no explanation to it. Low Ki eliminated Mika, the former Camacho in WWE a couple of years back. Also the son of the legendary Haku. He didn't attempt to bite Ki's nose off after he was eliminated. Low Ki and Galloway were awesome when they were in the ring together. I hope there's a way for these two to continue having great matches with each other on some platform around the world for wrestling fans to enjoy. Eli Drake apparently hurt his leg when he crossbodied MVP on the floor. He was eliminated, unable to continue here. At this point, the spirit of Bam Bam Bigelow from Survivor Series 87 was conjured up as Galloway was facing the Beatdown Clan 4-on-1. Low Ki missed Galloway on a kick from the middle rope that knocked out Kenny King. Galloway rolled up Ki for an elimination, then pinned the unconscious King for the second elimination. In a way to apparently write Low Ki out of TNA, Galloway dropped Ki shoulder first onto the stairs, which King explained in a promo later on that it separated Ki's shoulder and he was taken to the hospital. Hernandez was much smaller than his last TNA run. He hit a border toss on Galloway, and then MVP hit a drive-by on Galloway for the win. This Galloway looks strong coming back from a 4-on-1 disadvantage to eliminate 2 men, but he still doesn't come across as a top babyface to me. Again, that's just one man's opinion. After the break, Magnus was in the ring, happy to introduce his fiancée, Mickie James. She called out James Storm, and I've got to say, as dismal as this storyline has been, both Mickie James and James Storm had great fire here. It's too bad it's coming on their way out of the company. Storm said he never wanted Mickie to be part of his faction. He wanted to prove how easy it would be to manipulate a woman. This led to a challenge of a mixed tag team match where Storm has to find a female partner to take on Mickie James and Magnus. The Wolves defeated the Dirty Heels in a 30-minute Iron Man match, 2 falls to 1, to win the TNA Tag Team Championship. This was one of the best half hours of wrestling in 2015, fans. Austin Aries hit a 450 splash on Eddie Edwards to win the first fall at about 26 minutes or so into the matchup. The Wolves tied it up with a little over a minute to go with a double-team backstabber type maneuver. Great Falls finish, where Bobby Roode nailed Eddie Edwards with the tag team title belt when the referee was distracted. Eddie Edwards wound up schoolboying Bobby Roode with 6 seconds to go. Right after the pin, Roode put Edwards in a crossface, fighting to get a second fall for the Dirty Heels to put the match into overtime. I was a big fan of that. Sometimes it's the little things. The Wolves became 4-time TNA Tag Team Champions in just over a year and a half with the company. The match was a tag team wrestling clinic. If you love great tag team wrestling like I do, go out of your way to see this. If you're not sold on tag team wrestling, being able to be a big part of a wrestling organization in 2015, go out of your way to see this so your mind will be changed. I have no idea where the Wolves go from here, where there are no other tag teams in the company that I can think of. But on this night, my buddy Eddie Edwards proved why he's one of the elite in professional wrestling. The women's match surprised me. Taryn Terrell retained the Knockouts title over Awesome Kong and Brooke when Terrell RKO'd Kong after interference from the Dollhouse. I have to be fair. I bury the Dollhouse every chance I get because I think it's absolutely ridiculous. TNA is taking a female athlete like Taryn Terrell and putting her on TV talking like and acting like a 4-year-old girl with these other 2 new knockouts they have. But on this night, there was no nonsense. It was great female wrestling, and I can get behind this type of female wrestling. There's nothing wrong with Taryn Terrell on the eyes, but this wrestling was very good. I was very impressed here. As the Dolls made their way to the back of the locker room, a Gail Kim video popped up on the screen. Looks like Taryn and Gail Kim are going to renew their feud, which isn't a bad thing by any stretch of the imagination. Mike Tenay had his in-ring shoot interview with the Jarretts. I'm still confused, as I thought Jeff Jarrett won the TNA title at Slammiversary Sunday night in the King of the Mountain match. Then I spoke to a friend. He said Jarrett actually won the King of the Mountain title, which still confuses me. Jarrett said that there's going to be a future between his Global Force Wrestling and TNA, and it's going to shock people. The interview lasted about 30 seconds. Part 2 will be on Impact next week. In an outstanding main event, Ethan Carter III defeated Kurt Angle to win the TNA World Heavyweight Championship. Carter was the man tonight. He's the best thing TNA has done since his debut back in the fall of 2013. Carter's facials were great. Him biting on the wristbands when he was in the ankle lock so close to submitting was great. For the finish, Angle went for the Angle Slam. EC3 rolled out of it into a sunset flip almost, then stood up on top of Angle and laid on him for the pin. This is the best thing TNA has done in years, folks. It's a new era of TNA. It's someone new. It's not a recycled WWE star. It's not a recycled TNA Angle, which is an even better thing, no pun intended. On this night, TNA did just about everything right in the best Impact of 2015 by far, in my opinion. Will be interesting to see what road TNA takes from here. Ethan Carter is the man coming out of Impact. The Wolves are the new tag team champions. It's fresh, and that's what TNA needs to be, is fresh, exciting, interesting, providing as little garbage and nonsense as humanly possible. And there's been a lot of that over the past few weeks. Let's start with a fresh page on Impact July the 8th. Will be interesting to see what road TNA takes next. As I noted earlier, with it being the holiday weekend and MWF Studios closed, I have a couple of TNA-specific videos I'd like to produce and have online early next week. I'd love to hear your take on Impact this week. Feel free to leave your thoughts in the comment section below. We're running out of time here, folks. Again, have a happy and safe July 4th. If you want to have an adult beverage or few to celebrate America's birthday, make sure you hand over those car keys to a trusted friend or bartender. Until we speak again, you and yours, be well.